Hey friends, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts, and today we're doing the Tunisian Crochet Seed Stitch. If you're excited to learn this Tunisian crochet technique with me, be sure to like this video and consider subscribing to my channel for even more crochet tutorials, free patterns, and product reviews. For this tutorial, I'm using a 6.5mm Tunisian crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. The seed stitch can be worked over any even number of stitches. For this sample, I'm working over 16 stitches. To start our foundation chain, we'll want to start with a slip knot. We can then place that on our hook, tighten it down, and we're going to chain 16. So yarn over, pull through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now if we take a look at our chain, rotate it over, you'll see on the back you've got these nice little bumps, and that's what we're going to work into. So we're going to skip this first chain here, find our next chain, insert your hook under just that back bump, yarn over, pull up the loop. Insert, yarn over, pull up the loop. Insert, yarn over, pull up the loop. And you'll notice we're leaving these loops on our hook. Insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, and keep going for each chain down the row. Insert, yarn over, pull up the loop. Insert, yarn over, pull up the loop. Just got a couple more here. Here's the last one. And to make sure you did it right, you can always count your loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And that's how many chains we started with. That's how many loops we have, so we know we're on the right track. We're going to chain 1 to begin our return pass, and then yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do that until there's just 1 loop left on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and through 2. And that's our foundation row. Now for row 1, we're going to start off with a Tunisian knit stitch. The loop on our hook counts as our first stitch, so we're going to skip this first vertical bar here. What we're looking at is this next vertical bar. So we've got a front vertical bar and a back vertical bar, and we'll have that for each of our stitches. To do the Tunisian knit stitch, you want to insert your hook between the front and back vertical bar and push your hook towards the back of your work. You'll then yarn over and pull up a loop. So that's the Tunisian knit stitch. We're going to follow that by the Tunisian purl stitch. We're going to bring our yarn to the front of our hook, insert under the vertical bar of the next stitch, bring our yarn to the back of the work across the stitch that we just pulled up in, then yarn over and pull up a loop. And that's our purl stitch. So we're going to knit the next stitch. So again, and you can kind of finesse the yarn, make sure you can get in there, find the front and back vertical bar, insert between those bars, push towards the back of your work, yarn over and pull up a loop, and follow that with a purl stitch. Yarn to the front, insert your hook under the front vertical bar of the next stitch, yarn to the back across the stitch, yarn over, and pull up the loop. Now if you're having trouble getting your hook through on the purl, what I always recommend is you can use your thumb and your middle finger to kind of pull that stitch away from the hook. So then when you yarn over and pull through, you've got plenty of space. Knit the next stitch, find that front and back vertical bar, insert into the space, push to the back, yarn over, pull up the loop, purl the next stitch, yarn to the front, insert, yarn to the back, yarn over, hold if you need to, and pull through. And we're going to repeat those 2 steps. Knit 1, purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1. Knit 1, and purl 1. And now we're at the end of our row. We're going to rotate our work towards us because we want to find both loops of our last stitch. So one is right in front of my pinky here, and the other one's right behind it. So we're going to insert our hook under both of those loops, and that's how we make sure we keep the left edge of our work nice and neat. Yarn over, pull up that loop, and now that stitch is complete. When you finish your row, you should still have 16 stitches or however many chains you started with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And now we'll want to do our return pass. Remember that starts with a chain 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back. Yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, through 2, and through 2, just until you've got one loop left on your hook. So that's our first row complete. Now for the second row of our repeat, we started with a knit stitch, and now we're just going to alternate. So we're going to purl our knits and knit our purls. So we started with a knit stitch, so now we're going to purl this second stitch here, yarn to the front, insert under that stitch, yarn to the back, yarn over, hold if you need, and pull up that loop. Knit the following stitch, find that front and back vertical bar, insert between that bar, between those bars to the back of your work, yarn over, pull up the loop. Purl 1, knit 1. Purl 1, knit 1. If you're ever having trouble identifying these stitches, you can notice that the purl stitches have a little purl bump in the front of them, and the knit stitches are smooth and open like a knit stitch. So you know that our next stitch here is smooth and open. That means it's a knit stitch, so we're going to purl it. The next stitch has a purl bump, so we know it's a purl, and we're going to knit it. Purl, knit, purl, knit. And repeat that until we have just one stitch left, which is our last stitch here. We're going to rotate our work towards us so we can find the front and back bar. There's one here, and the other one is right behind it. Insert your hook under both of those loops. Yarn over, pull up the loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back. Just like that. So we can see our seed stitch fabric starting to emerge. We've got our little purl bumps, and unlike with knitting where purl bumps really sit up, in Tunisian crochet they kind of push themselves towards the back of the work. So it's not quite as textured as the knit seed stitch, but it does have this really kind of beautiful pattern to it. So we'll just want to repeat those 2 rows. So we can see here our next stitch is a purl, so we're going to knit, followed by a purl, and repeat that down the row. This video was made as a supplement to the seed stitch square as part of the Tunisian holiday sampler blanket. To get the row by row instructions for the seed stitch square and learn more about this sampler afghan, visit the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all next time.